Live. 3, 2. And we are live. Good afternoon, good evening, fellas. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
All right, here it is. All right, guys, we're coming at you guys with the NBA season edition. So we have a new host here today, Mr. Aquino James, and we have our usual Joshua Wilkerson and Cameron Harris. But Aquino, you want to introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
What up, guys? Very sad, James. Day one Nets fan. Before we get into this whole thing, day one Nets fan, Packers fan. Aaron Rodgers.
All right, well, there you have it. He's obviously happy about what happened. What went down yesterday. So, our first topic we're going to go on. We have the Knicks. They did not want to offer KD the max, so they missed out again. This is becoming a reoccurring thing that they miss out on all the big free agents. They're becoming a team that says they're going to get everything, like the Lakers did too. The Lakers actually got people this year. The Knicks didn't. So, do you guys agree with them not trying to offer KD a max? Because it kind of does make sense, but it doesn't at the same time, though. So, do you guys agree with that? And what's your thoughts on that? I'm going to go first.
No, it don't make sense. I don't understand I don't know what James Dolan was on. Like, how do you not offer KD a max? Like, what is wrong with you, bro? Like even if KD comes back 85%, he's still better than half the league. Like, let's not do this. Like, you got Harrison Barnes out here making 4 years, 90 mil. Like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, James Dolan, I don't know what he was on.
Josh?
No, it doesn't make sense because, like he said, even if he's 85%, he's better than half the league, and I would argue that him at 60% is better than their entire roster. So I don't get that. You got $70 million in cap space, and you don't want to give it to arguably the second best player in the league. It just didn't make sense to me.
Okay, we're
going. Arguably, it's arguably. Like I said.
Okay. All right, Aquino.
I agree with them. It makes zero sense. Like, even if the Knicks weren't going to win a championship, just like Madison Square Garden, like to put us in Madison Garden, and they have a legit start at least in a long time. Like, they haven't done anything. Like, how do you not offer Kevin Durant the max? And he is the best player in the league officially, since he's a Net.
All right. So obviously that's the bias coming in right there. So my opinion on it is that I do understand what their mindset was, is that we don't want to take this high risk of him not coming back because they saw what DeMarcus Cousins did when he tore his Achilles, but it still does not make sense. As I think and as I know, actually, Kevin Durant is the best player in the league. And I feel like once he comes back from his injury, he will be the best player in the league. Obviously, it's going to take him time to get back into rotation, to get back in flow. But when he comes back, he's going to be on a tear. They should have offered him the max, and they would have got Kyrie with him because obviously there was going to be a package deal if they would have did it. They would have got Kyrie. They would have got KD. They would have got KD. They would have got Kyrie. That's what happened with the Nets. That's what would happen with them. And they would have probably kept DeAndre Jordan. So it wasn't smarter of them not to offer him the max because you would have still got another superstar that would have came there with you on top of RJ Barrett. Honestly, the Knicks have been betting all their money on this offseason. They literally traded away Porzingis. They let Tim Hardaway go. They got his contract out of there. They let they put all their marbles in the bag for Zion. Didn't get Zion. They got their second choice in RJ, which, I mean, hey, RJ could be good, but it wasn't Zion who the person they wanted. Once again, the Knicks strike out, and it's becoming a constant thing. They keep striking out. So, at this point, though, I want to ask you guys, who fault is it? Is the owner, James Dolan's management? What's going on there? Because it could be rooting back all the way to Phil Jackson when he gave Carmelo Anthony that big deal. So, like, what's the problem here, guys? I'm going to go with you first, Aquino.
So the problem with the Knicks, it has to start with James Dolan. Like, he's been an awful owner, like by far the worst owner in the NBA. Like, he's kicked out past legends out of the NBA games. Like he's on fan arena for like little stuff, like telling the other team when they haven't performed well in decades. Like it's got to start with James Dolan. I think under James Dolan, you can start dishing out blame to people like Phil Jackson, past management, past coaches, all that, the mid moves. It's got to start with James Dolan. He's the head of all.
So Cam,
Nah, it's definitely James Dolan. Like this been going on for I don't know how many years now. I think even going back to when LeBron and them were free agents. Like you're not gonna get any free agents if you can't control your environment that you're already in. Because like you said, you throwing out legends that's in the building and NSG. Like, come on, bro. Like, yeah, James Dolan he gotta go, fam. Like, he gotta go.
Josh.
Well, as a Charlotte Hornets fan, I know when an owner can't run a team. And he can't run a team. I'll just be real with y'all. Yeah, he's definitely been the issue with them. Even from just a standpoint of I see reports of him throwing out fans for questioning his decision making, to him not being able to get marquee free agents and keeping the legends in the seats, just like y'all been saying. So yes, he's definitely the issue.
So what I will definitely say that James Dolan is definitely the problem. But it also goes on to, like I said, he's obviously the main problem. I think they have a good coach over there with David Fizdale. I think David Fizdale is a good coach, but that's not enough to attract people there. It starts with the management. It starts with ownership. And if they see ownership being dysfunctional and they see management being dysfunctional, they're not going to want to come there. Honestly, you can root this literally all the way back, like I said, to when Isaiah Thomas not Isaiah Thomas, that was the Brooklyn Nets, but that was a child. But to when Phil Jackson was the manager over there, and he gave Melo that ridiculous contract. And then even before that, Amari Stoudemire's ridiculous contract that didn't pay out. They just gave contracts away. They were horrible. Their management they literally have a thing for giving out ridiculous contracts, swinging and missing on these free agents, on these big marquee names, and then not getting them. So like this is becoming the natural thing. So I think the next step for them, and if James Dolan wants the team to be good, he honestly needs to explore selling them at this point. He needs to explore selling them because at the moment right now, he's holding the team. He's holding the team back right now. They need to go in a different way. But any more thoughts on that?
He paid Lamar Odom, who was on crack. That's my last comment.
I could tell crackhead want to see him. All right. Now we're gonna start on the big free agents, and obviously the biggest one was the Nets. They got KD and Kyrie. They got the free agents they were talking about. They got the free agents that they wanted. They got two of the biggest free agent names in the 2 to 3, because the only other one was Kawhi Leonard. That was big. It was Kawhi Leonard, KD, and Kyrie. So let me get you guys' opinion on it. Let me get you guys' reactions to it. I'm gonna go to Aquino first with him being a Nets fan.
Well, of course, super happy about it. Big signing. That was the biggest day in Nets history, easily. Like we got one of the best players ever to ever step foot on the court. It's about to sell a lot of tickets. Barclays is about to be the new spot in New York just because of what happened. It set us up for we're good for the future. We have young role players already on the team and young people developing like Caris LeVert. So to pair them stars, like superstars like Kyrie and Kevin Durant, and then bringing DeAndre to help out Jared Allen, it was magnificent. Flawless day for the Nets. Flawless.
Cam?
Nah, it was good to see. I mean, I guess since y'all been in turmoil for so long, I guess y'all are finally relevant now. But nah, KD and Kyrie, they gonna do some damage. If, like you said, just depending on how KD comes back, like we say, even 85% of KD is still better than almost everybody. But nah, it ain't gonna be this year because Kyrie might average like 30 this year though. But because he ain't got to pass the ball to nobody. But no, it's gonna be crazy. It definitely is.
Josh,
It's definitely two great additions for the Nets. You know, I called this on a show a week ago. You know, when they were meeting up, but I would like I would like to see them go after somebody that can play defense and like in the guard area, like a Patrick Beverly. I think he's still out there. I'm pretty sure he is.
no, he
Um,
got signed to the Clippers.
he signed back.
Yeah, 40
Yeah,
million.
3 year
Four,
40.
that's too much. Anyway, that's a whole nother discussion.
That's
Um,
cheap.
that's, I mean, well, when Satoransky getting 30 million from, anyway, that's off
Facts,
topic.
exactly.
That's a whole nother topic. I definitely do like it. I feel like they will play well together offensively. I want to wait and see what they're able to do as a whole collective and how they mesh on defense and see if they can get to the promised land.
So I guess my like I said, it was a big day for him. Obviously, it was exciting too. Even not being a net fan, it was exciting to see the landscape switch. I would say in the East because obviously it's not going to switch this year. Obviously the Bucks are still going to be that team to beat, in the Raptors. If Kawhi Leonard goes back, they're going to be that team to beat right there. But when Kyrie comes back, and they have Kyrie. I mean, when KD comes back, they have Kyrie. They have those young players, and on top of one of the best rebounders in the game, if not the best rebounder behind Drummond. That helps. And then you got the young players over there. That helps. So like the landscape is really going to switch over in the East. Now, I guess the thing that I'm curious about is, will they win the championship? I think that's the biggest question. I'm not too sold on Kyrie leading the team to a championship. I'm not saying he's going to lead the team. I think KD will lead that team to the playoffs. He'll be that leader when he comes back. But I'm not sold on either one of their leaderships because honestly, if you think about it, neither one of them have taken that leadership role by the stronghold and showed that they can lead the team. Neither one of them took that role. So my biggest thing is who's going to be that leader on that team? Who's going to lead them to that championship? Who's going to get them past the Bucks? Who's going to get them more? And it's more morality and mental. Like who's going to get them past this? So my question to you guys is: do you see them winning the championship in these 4 years, 5 years that they have on this team? I'm going to go to you first, Cam.
Nope. They will not win the championship. Like you said, don't get me wrong. They like I said, you got two of the best offensive players in the game, but I don't see them winning the championship still. Especially if Kawhi is about to sign to LA. Nah, we're good. It's not gonna happen.
He's not signing though. You're gonna be upset too. I'm sorry, but Aquino, that's another topic.
All right, y'all. Okay. So I'm gonna address what you said first about neither of them being leaders. So I think that makes them work best with the Nets is that we already have a system and we already have a structure in place. Like we have a strong front office. Like we have leaders. Like we're not the Knicks, where if Katie and Kyrie would have went there, like it would have been like they would have done whatever they wanted to because they don't have any control over there on the Knicks. Like system, and when you there's just two in we're done win a championship. Like I'm sorry, it won't be this year. Of course, KD won't be here. Whatever. But
Hold on, your connection's lagging, Aquino. I don't know if you're done talking or not, but I think he is. So I'm going to go to you, Josh.
The question was if they're gonna make to the win a championship in the 4 years, right? All right. I think it depends on where Kawhi goes in my head, because if he goes to the Lakers, they're gonna be overpowered. But if he stays in Toronto or goes to the Clippers, it kind of still like balance between everybody in my head right now. So I feel like they could make it to the finals winning I don't see them winning right now, though. As the teams are currently constructed, if Kawhi stays with the Raptors, is my percentages for them winning goes up, but if he goes to the Lakers, it's 0 in my head.
Okay, so I guess I don't see them winning a championship. I think the only way they do win a championship is Kawhi goes to the Clippers. I think if he goes to the Raptors, I actually think that they're going to repeat next year. I think they have the best team from top to bottom. I think their team, they re-signed Danny Green. They are able to re-sign Danny Green because it's a big part. I think the only team that's going to give them a contest is the Bucks. And honestly, hey, we'll see about that too, because I'm not too sold on them yet either. So, like I said, I think the Raptors have the best team. They are able to re-sign Kawhi Leonard, and also the Sixers too. The Lakers are going to be a problem next year, but like I said, I'm still not sold on them yet until I see their full team put together. Right now, they're banking on Kawhi Leonard. I have not seen them sign anyone else other than Kawhi Leonard. I am predicting them to sign JaVale McGee back because that would be a big signing. They probably are going to sign J.R. Smith. I'm not a fan of that either, but hey, that's what they're going to probably do. Get his friends over there. And they probably will sign Melo. But I'm not a fan of that. I don't think that team's better than the other teams, the Raptors. So for the Nets, I don't think their team is complete enough to beat the Raptors or the Bucks in the long run as far as the 7-game series. But they do have a good team. They do have young players that they can develop. Jared Allen's going to be a good player. I'm not going to call him a star. He can be an all-star, though. Karis LeVert, he showed Spurs that he can be good. So they have those players over there that can develop and be good. But at the moment right now, I don't see them winning a championship. But anything else on that topic?
Yes. How do you see the
hear me?
Raptors repeating if Kawhi goes there?
Back to the Raptors?
Yes.
How not?
Boy, guy was on their side last year. Like,
How not? What team's going to beat them in the West?
bro, they got to get out of the East first. Like, what?
Guy was on their side last year, but they beat the Sixers. They beat the Bucks.
Off of a lucky shot. Like,
I don't believe in luck.
Okay.
Hey, I don't believe in luck.
I feel you.
I don't believe in luck. Kawhi
That
Leonard
was
in
the
his
luckiest
bag.
shot I have ever seen.
Kawhi Leonard was in his bag. He was pulling.
No, God was on his side. That's
He
exactly
was
what
in
it
his
was.
bag.
I feel you.
Ah,
Nah.
that
I
shot
don't-
was amazing. Look at the little.
That
was almost
team
as good as-
doesn't get.
Look, that was almost as good as the double doink.
Nah, bro, that team doesn't get as. That team doesn't. It's not even as good. Like, bro,
That's
they
cool.
can't get any better.
What team aren't they good as? Let me ask you that.
On paper, they're not as good as the Sixers. They're not as good as the Bucks. Still, like I just don't. I don't.
From
I don't
top
see
to
that.
bottom, they're not as good as the Sixers.
No, hell, no.
So you have Ben Simmons, who can't shoot. He's only a good full court player, not a good half court player, really.
Nah, bro.
You
I
got
don't
Joel
see
Embiid, who can't stay healthy, even in the playoffs. You got Al Horford, who, like I said, a 13-10 guy. He could be a 15-10 guy. You got Tobias Harris, who disappeared in the playoffs. And who's your shooting guard?
Nah, Josh Richardson now.
Oh, you got Josh Richardson. Like I said, I'm not going to talk crap about my guy. That's my boy. But,
It's my twin too.
like I said, from top to bottom, that team is better than that team. Only team on the East that you can sit here and say that has a better team than them is the Bucks, and that's why I will admit to. But Giannis ain't show me. He ain't showed me nothing in the playoffs. Excuse my language, I'm about to curse. He ain't showed me. He played against the Bucks. When he played against the Raptors, they sit them down there with those monsters down there, 2 7-footers, and then Kawhi Leonard, a defensive god, he couldn't do nothing. He was locked up. And that's going to be the same formula against him until he develops the shot. Nobody cares about him until he develops the shot. That's what happened to Ben Simmons. It's going to happen to everybody. That's their perks. They have a team built to repeat. And that's what I feel like is going to happen. Now, the West, I'm not going to talk about it. Until I see the Lakers' final team, then I'll talk about the Lakers. Until I see what the Warriors do with D'Lo, because they trade him, I'm not going to talk about the Warriors. I'm not going to talk about the Rockets because I think they're going to keep their team, and I think they have a better team than a lot of people on that on the West,
You
including.
think the Raptors are built to repeat?
You said who?
You think the Raptors are built to repeat?
I think they are. They are.
I gotta disagree. I gotta really.
How so? Let me ask you why. How so?
I gotta. I still don't trust Kyle Lowry. I know a lot of people might have changed their minds last year, but like
I don't trust Kyle Lowry either.
there was a lot of things on the side of the Raptors last year. Like even that double doink, like I'm gonna just say, like if they went to overtime, I think Philly would have won the series. Like I think Philly just had too
But
much.
they didn't.
You're right. Okay, and they did it. And then
By the grace of God, like
going into the finals, even without KD, like none of us were even sure that the Raptors were gonna win that series. Like we were on the edge of our seat. Like
but guess what?
Game 6, like Game 6, Clay was going nuts. We were like, oh man, here we go again. Like
I don't factor in injuries to it because guess what? Injuries are part of the game. It happens. They both got injured. Guess what? They won. But they have that team top to bottom. I agree with you. Kyle Lowry cannot be trusted. That is still playoff Kyle Lowry. Just like he's almost in the same category. Because Paul George is just a little bit up because he's trash in the playoffs too. He's almost in that same category because Kyle Lowry's down there. They're like this. This is Paul George. Kyle Lowry's right here. They're both right there. I don't trust them, but I do trust Spicy P. I trust that Kawhi Leonard comes back. I trust Mark Gasol to make good plays. I trust Fred VanVleet more than I trust Kyle Lowry and other point guards. So I trust their team more than I trust a lot of people. But like I said, we'll see on that. Any other thing on this topic?
I can make one guarantee for next season, and Philadelphia will be a non-factor. They will not be in the discussion. That's my guarantee.
I disagree.
You said Philly?
I
Yes,
disagree.
there will be a non-factor. How?
Philly is
Let me ask you one question. Who is their shooter?
It's you, Josh Richardson, man.
Right, it's your twin. I do agree.
Who is their shooter?
Shooting. You look up and down the East. Like who's beating that roster? Like Giannis has to go inside. Like they're built to completely neutralize Giannis. Like with all the length, like that's the best bet we have right now without KD on the Nets beating Philly. Like, Indiana, Boston. Like even if Kawhi went back to Toronto, I don't see them beating Philly this year.
So
I'm not saying, I want to clarify myself. I'm not saying they won't make the playoffs. They probably will still be a top 4 seed. But as far as going to the finals, I feel like they're going to be a non-factor.
I got them coming to East this year.
You got them coming out.
You got 4 people that average over 17 next season for that team. Like that team scoring wise is gonna be crazy, and they're gonna play
once again though, Kim, I get that, but playoffs, that's where it comes into play.
I understand that.
Ben Simmons has to make improvements.
He has to be able to shoot because when he can just pack it in, all that regular season stuff is not gonna matter. Like you gotta beat this team 4 times, and I'm telling you, like if they don't add no shooting, they're gonna be a non-factor. Like it's gonna happen. Just pack it in on them.
We can stay on this topic all day, guys. But we're gonna move on to the next. Kemba Walker to the Celtics. Now I know, I think it was me and Cam that predicted he was actually gonna go back to the Hornets earlier last year. And we both were totally wrong. He basically said he was going against. He basically said, "Hey, Kyrie's leaving. I'm gonna go do the same thing." Now, I'll talk on this later about it. I'm not a fan of the pickup, but I do understand it because they need another scoring option. And I do feel like Kemba Walker is an older Kyrie Irving. But I'm gonna go to on your opinion on the pickup and how do you feel like this team is gonna fare with Kemba Walker on the team and how far do you have him going? So I'm gonna go to Cam first.
As far as the pickup, I mean, like you said, you basically just getting Kyrie Irving back. I mean, just as not the same person, Not the same part, bro. As a player wise, they score they do the same thing. But Kemba may be more of a leader than Kyrie is, but they're still not gonna win as many games. I mean, they're gonna win probably the same amount of games. They didn't get any better, like at all. So yeah, I don't think they're not really gonna miss a beat, but they're not gonna be any better though.
All right. Josh, to you.
No, it's a good pickup for them. Sad day for me, but I'm honestly like, I feel like these next 2 years are gonna be his best years there, because I think before the season starts, he's gonna turn 30, and they gave him a 4-year deal. Like that's that's tough. They basically swapped point guards and they swapped starting centers with they picked up Enes Kanter and gave up Al Horford. I feel like Enes Kanter will end up being better in that type of team setting, I guess I should say, than Al Horford is. And I feel like they'll end up around the same spot, because Kemba Walker's going to give you about the same production, and Jason Tatum will get better, but I think they'll still end up around like 4 seed for like the next maybe 2 or 3 years, get to the second round and be out. That's my prediction for them.
Makino.
So I completely disagree. I think Boston got significantly worse. I think regular season wise, they'll end up in the same spot around like maybe 5, 6, maybe even a 4 seed, because Brad Stevens is such a good coach and they have good players. Like, they're gonna win regular season games. But when it comes to playoffs, like, the ceiling for the Boston Celtics is nowhere near as high. Like, Kemba Walker is not Kyrie Irving. Like, let's not tweak. Like, I know Kyrie's kind of become a little underrated because of what's going on in Boston, but like, let's remember who Kyrie is. Like, he averaged 30 against Golden State in the finals. Like, he hit the most clutch shot in NBA history. Like, he's the best closer in the league. If he's not 1A, he's 1B with Kevin Durant. Then Enes Kanter. For Al Horford, nah. Enes Kanter can't defend. He can't guard the pick and roll. Like, he's a liability. Like, he's a great inside scorer, and I think off the bench, he's going to be great for them. But he's not Al Horford. You see the contract Al Horford get, and you see how much people value Al Horford in the league. Like, they got significantly worse. I think people like Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown have to make leaps and bounds for the Celtics to be better than what they were.
So, I guess, like I said, I don't think I agree with you on that, Akina. I'm a fan of Kemba Walker, but I don't. And I will say, like I said, he led his team to the playoffs when I think 3 years ago now. He did lead his team to the playoffs. That was him leading his team to the playoffs. So I do feel like they got better in the leadership category. But I still don't know about the team being better. I feel like they lost a big part in Al Horford. Al Horford is an all-star center. Enes Kanter has never made an all-star game, and he probably never will. Not saying that's the end-all, be-all, because Enes Kanter is a good player. And we've seen Enes Kanter have good games. But as far as that goes, I think Al Horford's a better player. So I think they're losing out on that. And then you go into, as far as such, Kemba Walker and Kyrie. Kyrie's way better than Kemba Walker. No, he's better than Kemba Walker. I don't want to say way better, because I feel like I'm downgrading Kemba. And I don't want to downgrade Kemba, because Kemba's definitely a good player.
Kemba's great, but he's way better.
Okay, maybe. But I feel like Brad Stevenson can get them into a good spot for the playoffs, but I don't see them going far in the playoffs, though. I feel like they're going to be stuck in a stalemate position still. But anything else on this topic? Like I said, it was a decent pick. It was a good pickup for them. It was a good pickup. They needed it. Kyrie left. But anything else on this topic? No? All right, guys. We're going to go to D'Angelo Russell to the Warriors now. Probably one of the most surprising things that happened. What is your guys' take on this? I'm going to go to Tito first.
Yeah, for me, definitely the most surprising thing that happened. That was some real last minute thing. Like, right after the KD signing is when we first heard that the Warriors were even interested at all in D'Angelo. and the trade happened super fast. I think he's a great backcourt mate for Stephen Curry, though, as odd as it is. They definitely need some defense because that's going to be ugly to look at on the defensive end. But someone who could pass really well, someone who could handle the ball, take pressure off Curry, and who could also shoot. Like now, defense has to respect both of them, and Curry could just be the free roam scorer that he was when he set the league on fire and he won unanimous MVP. Like without Kevin Durant now, he's a clear-cut number one option. It's gonna be good for the Warriors.
John, I'm here.
I was gonna go. I feel like I was just so shocked. The thing that was most surprising to me is that Kevin Durant helped the deal get done. I saw a report of that, and that was just, I mean, that's not your team no more. It just kind of threw me off. But I don't. Anyway, I feel like that backcourt is gonna be nice offensively, but if they go up against a bigger team, like somebody's gonna bully ball one of them two. Like it's just two guards. I just don't agree with two small guards at the same time, but I feel like they're gonna make it work. Two all-star caliber and point guards, they're gonna make it work for this year. But once Klay Thompson comes back, they're gonna trade him. They're gonna have to, in my opinion.
And going to my boy Cam, what's your take on it?
Man, I'm just saying, bro. I went to sleep last night. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I wake up middle of the night, look at my phone, and see D-Lo go to the Warriors. I'm like, bro, like just stay, like Ghost, like just stay regular, bro. Like, dang, like stay regular. Like, y'all got to do something. But I mean, it was a decent pickup. I mean, it was a good pickup. But like even with what y'all said, with the small backcourt, I mean, it works kind of. But I mean, like I said, neither one of them can play defense, so they're a liability on defense. But I mean, it'll work for the time being. But like even what y'all said, still, I know they're not gonna keep D-Lo. Like they're gonna trade him this year more than likely. So. And where I think he'll find a way to end up in Minnesota. They'll probably trade. I'm thinking that's probably where he'll end up because I just don't see them playing together all season. Like it doesn't make sense. Was it a good pickup? Yes, but for them to get him, it doesn't make sense.
So this is a 1-year deal. And I like the deal because it puts them back in the playoffs. I'm not gonna say it puts them back on top. But it puts them back in the playoffs, and it puts them as a top 3 team in the West, I feel. But their problem right now is they have no center. Damian Jones is their center. And I'm pretty sure when Bleacher Report put out, this is their projected starting 5 next year, and he saw his name, Damian Jones, he probably was like, I didn't know I was going to start.
Kevon Looney's returning.
Yeah, he just signed back. He signed back there.
Okay, all right, well, Looney's going to be their starter. I know Damian Jones was shocked. I would never have thought of that. But I do like the pickup. I think it's for a 1-year deal. I think they're going to actually trade him. I think they're going to end up trading him to either the Timberwolves for Wiggins and a couple other pieces, which I would hate for them to do. I feel like they're getting a Harrison Barnes type player, or they could trade him for other people because D'Lo is going to be an all-star again this year. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's going to happen. He's going to be an all-star again, and I feel like this is going to be just a 1-year deal. They might be able to still make it to the finals depending on who they get at that center position. I would like them to try to go back and get DeMarcus Cousins. I would like them to do that, but I doubt that they will. I think DeMarcus Cousins might want to go back to them if he was smart, but we would not know yet because we're still waiting for him to say anything about it. But what do you guys have them projected next season is going? Like, what do you like? How far do you have them going? How deep do you have them going now with D'Angelo Russell and then with Kevon Looney signing back? What did hurt them though is that Iguodala left. That's obviously going to hurt them. That's an obvious, like I said. I mean, yeah, he was injured last year a lot, but that still is you're leaving defensive presence, and they're losing one of their best defensive players. Their second best defensive player actually, behind Klay Thompson. So that's gonna hurt them obviously. But where do you guys have them going next year? How far? Makino?
So I think they're one of the more interesting teams when predicting where they're going to go next year because they still have Stephen Curry. Like, you don't want to bet against like one of the top 7 players easily in the league. And then with D'Lo to help while Klay Thompson's not there, I think they'll win a lot of games. Win a lot of regular season games. I could see them winning a playoff series, but the West is tough. Like, they run into Utah first round or Houston. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna say I got them winning a playoff series.
Cam?
So to the first point, I don't think D'Lo's going to be an all-star this year. The West is too stacked with guards.
Yeah.
I don't see him making an all-star team this year. But
he's going to be playing shooting guard. With that being said,
but you got to remember they just go off guards. Period.
Yeah, I think he'll be more on ball than stuff though.
Yeah, so I don't think he'll make the all-star team this year.
Who's the
he made it luckily last year, but
wait. Who's the 6? I mean, who's it? Because it's 6 guards, right? Or is it 5?
6, I think 6 and 6.
It's 6 guards. So who's the 6? Steph, obviously.
Russ,
we're gonna make
Steph, James Harden,
Russ, Dame.
Book.
Okay, I don't see Book. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'll say James Harden, Steph, Book, Donovan Mitchell.
He can make it over Donovan Mitchell.
He won't make it over Donovan.
He can't.
He will not make it over.
He
Donovan.
can.
So
he will not make it over Donovan Mitchell.
I don't think he will either. I think the thing that made D'Angelo All-Star last year was that he had the ball in his hands a lot, and he could take whatever shots he wanted to.
He can't do that anymore.
You're right. He can't. But this will elevate him though, and it's going to elevate him. I think he's going to be averaging at least 20 to 22 points a game this year. That's easily 2 at that. It's going to be easily averaging that. I think he can make it over Donovan Mitchell. Reason why Books is going to make it because he plays on a terrible team. Not saying he's bad because I love Devin Booker. He's playing on a terrible team. And when you play on terrible teams, obviously you're going to be averaging 28 points a game. It's impressive, but you're playing on a bad team. But who's the other ones? Like I said, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Steph, that's 3. Damian Lillard. The other 2, I can argue that he can make it over.
I mean, he wouldn't even make it over CJ, honestly.
I think he can make it over CJ too. CJ's iffy sometimes.
Okay.
Nah.
I don't know.
Sometimes. We're being honest.
I love D'Angelo, but like having to share the ball with Stephen Curry, his numbers are just not gonna. I mean, I was just saying this could elevate his game playing in this system. Like he could play like Steph Curry and shoot the threes and space it, stuff. But I don't know. I see his numbers dropping off.
So real quick, this just in. Bradley Beal is interested in teaming up with Jimmy Butler. We'll talk about that next, because we're talking about Jimmy Butler anyway. Next topic, Josh. We were talking about how far do you have them going? Oh no, Kim, you didn't finish. How far?
They'll like you said, they'll win a playoff series, but that'll be as far as they go. That's what I got.
Josh,
I got excuse me. I got them right now going probably about the 4 or 5 seed, beating whoever is matched up with them, and then losing to the 1 seed. Right now, I don't have them as one of the top 3 teams in the West right now, in my opinion. And that's where they at.
I have them, like I said, I have them as a top 3 team right now. And I would have them higher once I see who they sign. Because I think they are going to sign someone else. They might sign 2 more people. I think they're going to get DeMarcus Cousins. And I actually am going to stand by that. If they get DeMarcus Cousins back, I'm going to say they're going to be a top 3 seed. And I mean, a top 3 seed, and they're a top 3 team in the West. And that's going to help them elevate them to that Western Conference semifinals. I give it to that. I mean, the Western Conference finals. I give it that for right now.
Western Conference finals?
Yes.
Right now.
Yes. No, if they get DeMarcus Cousins. Right now,
Oh,
I
okay.
give him the
Still,
semi.
I don't. If they get Boogie back, I still don't see them
Yes.
going.
A healthy DeMarcus Cousins with
Yes.
Clay,
Yes.
I don't see it, bro. I
D'Angelo.
don't see it, bro.
Yes. How do you not have them being top?
Yeah,
How do you not have them going to the Western Conference
I would
Finals?
definitely have them going to Western Conference Finals. I think we're disrespecting Steph and Clay a little bit.
Like what?
Well, Clay
We have to see.
not
Number
gonna be
one,
playing next year.
Clay
No,
tore his
Clay's playing the
Clay will
ACL.
be back.
Like,
Clay will be back by January, February.
He's not
That
sitting
playoff
out all
time.
year. Come on, we know
Oh,
that.
his ACL. What do you,
This
what
is
do you
the
mean?
same man.
Yeah,
are
that's
we
the
not forgetting, bro? Really tore his ACL. Like, do we not forget how he plays? He runs around the whole time. Like,
I don't think he played
Same
at all.
man.
So that is
I bet you.
9-10 months.
With a torn ACL to shoot a free throw. He's not sitting out all year. That's impossible.
He was playing off adrenaline. Like, what?
That's impossible.
Who was the last player to tear their ACL the season before and then sit out the whole entire season next season?
Like, let's be honest.
If he's smart, he will not play next year. Just
He's playing.
chill. Like, what would be the reason to play? Y'all not winning the championship next year, so why play?
Who's going to win the championship? It ain't the Lakers.
It ain't Golden State.
Well, look, I guess it's going to be an East team. Raptors trying to repeat.
I don't know why you keep saying that.
What do you mean? Why play? Like,
once we sign Kawhi, it's over.
Y'all not signing Kawhi.
yeah, if they sign
Once we sign
Kawhi,
Kawhi, it's over.
all my predictions are out the window. Like Lakers for the next 3-4 years.
They not signing Kawhi, though.
I know. I hope not.
I can't wait for this man to announce a decision. He gonna do y'all like he did the Raptors.
Go the Clippers.
Playing y'all gonna be so upset when he goes to the Raptors.
What? No.
We're gonna
Bro,
take
not
this
going
out.
back.
We can talk about this all day too. Jimmy Butler to the Heat. Interesting move by him because obviously no one really expected that. Honestly, when I got the reports, me being a Heat fan, when I heard the reports that he was interested in playing for the Heat, it made my day. And then a couple hours later, they said they're going to sign trade deal, and then it actually came real. So, what is your thoughts on this move? And how do you see this playing out? What do you think he's trying to do here in Miami? And then also, like I said, Bradley Beal said he's interested in playing with him. How would that play out? I'm gonna go to you first.
I love the move for Miami, of course. Since LeBron left, the roster's been a little up and down. Like they've been paying people who really should not be paid. Like they've had, but this was a stellar move. Like with no cap space, with no real assets to give people, like to land Jimmy Butler, like a real star. And in the playoffs, he shows like he's a closer and like he could be that lead dog. Like I think he's perfect for Eric Spoelstra and Pat Riley's system. It's also a really good start. I think they can make some other moves, which they're trying to do. They traded Hassan Whiteside today and get some other players around Jimmy Butler. I think the Heat could be real competitive again.
Cam?
Nah, it was a good move getting Jimmy. But like you said, they definitely have to get some more players around him. I still feel like they're still trying to trade Goran Dragic too. So we'll see. Because then with moving Whiteside, that was a good move because he didn't want to be there. Like that was known. So now you get Bam in the starting lineup. Bam is gonna be a dog. So yeah, like I said, they're gonna be competitive if they can get some more players. If they can add Bradley Beal, that's gonna be a good look too. So yeah, I think it just depends on if they can land if they can get that Bradley Beal deal done, they'll be competitive. But without that, they'll be maybe a 6 seed probably. Somewhere around there.
Josh?
It's the East, man. And Jimmy Butler, they're gonna make the playoffs just off of that, in my opinion. They'll probably be around 6 or 7 in my eyes. What? Yeah, around 6 or 7 in my eyes. I was actually kind of surprised when I heard that he was considering Miami. I figured he would have went to the Clippers or went back to Philly. Since they got so far and they have unfinished business as a team, I figured he would have went back to Philly. But him starting, I guess, his own legacy in Miami over his 4 years, and maybe if they get Bradley Beal, then they'll be a real contender to come out of the East. But as of right now, it is going to be a regular playoff team.
So yeah, I agree. Right now, they don't have the team to make it far, obviously, but they will make it to the playoffs. This is a great move by the Godfather over there. I was been waiting for him for about a good 4 years to make that move. So he finally made that move. I was pretty upset that he gave Tyler Johnson all that money. He gave Hassan Whiteside all that money. The contracts weren't making any sense to me. I'm glad he traded Whiteside today because I'm not a fan of Whiteside. He's lazy now. And honestly, he's not worth his contract. And honestly, he just wasn't a good fit for our organization at the moment. So I do hope that he does play better with the Trailblazers, and I hope him the best. Just like I didn't want to see Josh Richardson go, but we got a better player, so it happens. As far as that right now, they need to get better players. I want to keep going Dragic, but his contract's too much too. I would rather us get the bad contracts out of there, play for the playoffs this year, or even just play for a pick because next year you'll be able to get another free agent depending on who's in the free agents. So at the moment, though, right now, they're a 6-7 seed. Like I said, maybe possibly 8. They were out of the playoffs by like 2 games last year. They lost to the Nets. The Nets got in before them. I think before the Magic. Also, not the Magic, it was somebody else, but they were like 1 or 2 games out the playoffs. But with that being said, we will see about the Heat. We're moving on. I'm not going to talk about – I mean, unless y'all want to. Do you guys want to talk about Whiteside to the Blazers and what that adds to their team? But it's on you guys.
I can go on this. It's a nice fill-in until Nurkic comes back from his injury. I think that's more to keep them competitive and make sure they win some games. They needed a center for that, but I think that's all it is. Like, it's just for this year. Like, they don't want to keep us on Whiteside long term. Like, it's just going to be until Nurkic comes back because I think he'll miss the beginning parts of the season.
Anything else on it? Nah. All right, cool. Cool. Porzingis is signing with the Mavs to a 5-year deal, which everyone thought he would. So that adds back to the little dude they're gonna have. Does anybody know when he's actually going to play though?
He'll be back at the beginning of the year.
Okay, so he's going to be back at the beginning of the year. That's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, Porzingis was the top big man in the league when he was playing. It's the reason why he got the name Porzingis. So it's going to be exciting to see him play. Where do you guys have the Mavs going? How far? I mean, their team is okay. I mean, they have a team that might be able to make the playoffs, possibly. You know, maybe 8 seed, maybe 7, maybe 6. You know, hey. So Cam, where do you have them going?
Maybe they may squeak in the 8 seed, 7 seed, because I mean it's really just Luka and Porzingis, and that's really it. I mean,
hey, don't sleep on Dwight Powell.
It's a good backup, but you want big numbers from Dwight Powell? Like, come on now, like let's not do this. But nah, they'll make a little noise, but they'll squeak in the playoffs, but. I really don't see them doing too much. They'll be nice though.
Josh?
Kind of work this out of my head. You got probably Golden State, Houston, Utah, Portland, and after that, Denver. So I think they could maybe still an 8th seed at best as the team is currently constructed. I think they'll just have to learn to play together. Porzingis and Luka, they've never played together. Just give them time and give them another piece, and they'll work into the middle and the top, maybe the top part of the West and be contending. But as of right now, I see them as barely making it or maybe even not making it to the playoffs.
Yeah, so first I'm gonna address Cam's point. Cam said all they have right now is Luka and Porzingis. Like last year they didn't have Porzingis and they won 33 games in the West with just Luka. And with another year in the league, like Luka Doncic, he's incredible. Like I think they'll for sure make the playoffs with Luka and Porzingis, with a healthy Porzingis. I don't think that's a problem. I think that's for sure. With the coach like Rick Carlisle and Mark Cuban as owner, they're gonna have a competitive team. Like, and
But
going
we
forward,
even
Dallas Mavericks are going to be really good. Luka, oh my, and Porzingis,
but we even talk because we've talked about this before. How much better do you think Luka can really get?
okay. So physically, I mean, he might have his limitations, but like mentally, his basketball IQ, like with more experience in the NBA, he's already playing like a 6-7 year veteran. Like Luka's gonna be incredible. Porzingis is, and like he doesn't need to be like he doesn't even need to be the best player. They have a 7'3" shooting guard named the Unicorn at power forward. Like, come like with Rick Carlisle as coach, like I think they could be better with Portland with just a few moves. With just a few simple moves, they could be better than Portland Trailblazers.
So you have them higher up than 8?
Yeah.
I have them at 7. I have them going 7-60. I think they will make the playoffs this year. It'll be interesting though who they end up playing because they can obviously give that team a match. Like I said, just those two alone gives them a match, but depth wise is not there. So in the long run, they're not going to be able to compete in a 7-game series. They don't have that depth. But there's reports on Twitter that Kawhi Leonard actually is going to the Lakers, but it's not Woj, so I don't care. So until I see Woj say something, this is all just all smoke. Right. Woj has to say it for me to believe it. But I think the decision is going to come tonight. Kendrick Perkins had tweeted out something like an hour later that he's still meeting with the Clippers tonight or in the morning. So it's either going to be tonight or tomorrow morning to make his decision. So be on the lookout for that. Leads us into our next topic. Kawhi Leonard talk. Where does everybody think he's going? Can we obviously know that you think he's going to the Lakers? So I'm not going to.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. He's going there.
All right. So like I said, can we obviously know that you think he's going to the Lakers? Josh, where do you think he's going?
To the Lakers.
I strongly believe that he will return and bring Danny Green back with him.
Toronto?
Yes, to Toronto. Yes, return back there.
He going to the Lakers too.
I just like y'all just take y'all little Troy Daniels that y'all just signed and just relax over there, bud. Like that's y'all shooting. But no, I believe he's gonna go back to the Raptors and take Danny Green with him. I think they believe that they can build on what they have and be Toronto's leader that they need.
I don't think he'll return to the Raptors because going forward, I think the Raptors are very limited. Like maybe next season, like Chad was saying, maybe they could repeat next season if Kawhi returns because Kawhi is that good. But after that next season, with Marcus Gasol is going to be gone, Serge Ibaka, Kyle Lowry, all these players, like maybe if Kawhi believed in Masai Ujiri enough, he'd stay. But I just don't see that being the case. I'm very afraid he'll go to the Lakers. Like really, like I just have a bad feeling about it that he's about to do that. My prediction is I'm gonna say the Clippers. I'm gonna hold out hope that Kawhi is not about to just ruin the NBA like this. And so I gotta say Clippers.
I'm still staying with the Raptors. I'm going with you, Josh. I think he's going back to the Raptors. Like I said, I feel like that's the team they feel that he can repeat with. Obviously, if he goes to the Lakers, they're going to be the favorites in the NBA to win the championship.
For the next 4 years.
No, just for this next year.
For the next 4 years.
For next year. But
who is beating that team? Like
they have no bench.
Let's not tweak it.
No bench.
Who?
They have no bench. They have no 6 man. They have no 7 man. They have no 8 man. They have no 9 man.
You have 3 of the top 7
players
players in the NBA. You don't need a bench.
They don't have a coach. They don't have a good coach.
They don't know who that coach is.
I'm gonna coach him. I don't care. Like, bro,
well, look, that's how you know you're gonna be worse than David Blatt.
Bro, you got Bron, AD, and Kawhi. They'll figure it out, bro. Like, let's not do this. Like,
it sounds good.
It is good. Like, what you mean?
It sounds good. You just better hope, and I pray. And I'm not wishing anything on that man. I hope Anthony Davis don't get injured like he usually does. You better hope that. You better hope.
Okay, then you still got Bron and KD. Like,
you better hope Kyle Kuzma develops. You better hope that happens too.
Like, that's still
Right now,
Kuzma.
putting all your marbles in one basket for Kyle Kuzma, he can digress very quick. We've seen it happen in the NBA. We've seen it happen. Like I said, I'm not sold on that team, and I won't be until, like I said, Kawhi Leonard goes there, until y'all get a good team put together. Because you can have 4 pieces. 3 pieces. You got the house.
Thank God, he's right. You got the going on.
He got the old man household. There's the ringer on there. But nah, you can have 3 pieces because I'm not counting. Like I said, Kyle Kuzma. Like I said, I'm glad they kept him. That's gonna be good for them. You can have 3 pieces. If you don't have the team with it though, those 3 pieces won't matter. So until I see a full team put together, they're not my favorites to win no championship. Now, with that being said, though,
Just wait on it.
we'll see. With that being said, guys, I know you're happy. I know you're excited that you think you're getting Kawhi. When your reaction, I just want you to record your own reaction when he doesn't go there. He goes back to the
You'll
Raptors.
get it. You'll get it. Follow me on Snapchat.
Yeah, when he goes back to the Raptors, who are you guys going to pick up? You going to get DeMarcus Cousins? You ain't gonna want DeMarcus Cousins. Who you going to go pick up?
Whoa. Who doesn't want DeMarcus Cousins? Like, let's not
A
do
lot
that.
of people actually don't, first of all.
The
I don't
Lakers
like
would definitely
DeMarcus.
take DeMarcus Cousins.
I don't like that fit.
Who are y'all going to pick up? I'm asking a serious question. Who y'all going to pick up?
Bro, we got some backup plans, okay? So don't worry about that.
Steph Curry's gone. Danny Green?
Yeah, like he in the organization. Like, don't worry about it.
I got the intel. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
I mean, who y'all gonna pick up? A lot of the people. Well, y'all gonna pick up Iguodala after they buy out his contract, probably. If
That would be a great pickup.
That would be a great pickup. That's what I think.
For the playoffs.
Yeah, that's it.
But like, really, who y'all gonna pick up? I mean, like, who is
Give
it?
me a second here. Let me go down there the rest of the
Y'all lost JJ Redick, y'all. So y'all gonna pick up?
Yeah, I don't think they'll have the money for Danny Green. I mean, maybe a Carmelo for the minimum Melo play with them. That'd be huge, actually. No
Yeah,
problem.
they would. Them getting Melo would be huge. I agree with you.
We should go get Jamal Crawford for a minimum. We can get bring Rondo back.
There's Jamal Crawford.
Jamal Crawford a free agent still?
Yeah, free agent.
What do you mean still? Okay, come on, guys. Do you know how old Jamal Crawford?
No, I'm just saying, like, I figured he would have signed like first day. Like, if he was a free agent, you know.
No, he's still a free agent.
Like I said,
Jabari's still out there. I mean,
You guys don't have money for any of those guys.
okay,
Maybe
like
Jamal.
who really? Jabari doesn't need to get a big.
y'all about to sign a bunch of Smush Parkers and Kwame Brown if y'all get Kawhi Leonard. That's all.
Okay, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you want Kawhi, like, you can't afford nobody else. Like, it's just gonna be Kawhi and then a bunch of minimum.
DJ Mbenga.
Maybe,
Hakeem
yeah,
DeMarcus.
Jamal. Right. Like,
We can go get Marcus Morris on a vet minimum. Like,
no, you cannot have that minimum.
The vet minimum?
yeah, because he's
No,
trying to win
stop
a
it.
ring.
Stop
He's
it.
trying to-
Stop.
If he
Cut it
wants to
out.
win a
He
ring,
wants his money.
you gotta
He wants
take
his money.
sacrifices.
He's
He
trying to
wants
set
his
his kids up for the future.
Yeah, he wants his money. That's what he wants.
That he got money. Like, come
He
on,
wants
bro.
Somebody ain't
more
going to the Hall of Fame with no ring. He need money.
Yeah, he needs that money.
Come on now, Cam. Come
Nah.
on, man.
That's foolish.
That
We
is
should go.
cool.
We should go get Moutier the whole time. I mean,
For a vet minimum, like, come on, stop.
For vet minimum.
Somebody
For the
get
vet
a
minimum,
ring.
right?
Like, does he qualify for a vet minimum? Like, what is it?
He just said everybody gonna sign for the vet. Y'all lost Kyle Korver too. I mean, shoot. Everybody y'all said y'all were gonna sign what y'all signed Kawhi
Where
Leonard.
did Kyle Korver sign?
The Grizzlies. He's on the Grizzlies right now.
All right.
he hasn't
I
got
think
bought
he'll
out
cut him,
yet.
though. Yeah, I think.
Oh, he got bought out, so y'all might get Kyle Korver with J.R. Smith. You know.
Oh yeah, Jr. Yeah, there you go. You get players like Jr., Jamal, Korver.
TJ McConnell.
He's not taking. Oh man.
Man.
Take T.J. McConnell. He's not taking.
Yeah.
Alex Caruso. Y'all still got Caruso.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
That's your future right there at the point.
Hey, AC. Don't get it twisted. AC, don't get it twisted.
Cam.
Yeah,
We'll
We gotta
see.
get
Hopefully
Kenneth
he
Faried on the
announces.
bid minimum.
I'm waiting for him to announce a decision. Hopefully he announces a decision tonight. That way I can.
Can we not get Kenneth Faried on the bid minimum?
I don't think he'll announce it tonight. I think it'll take a while. He has meetings set up all throughout the week.
Yeah,
So.
because he's meeting with the Lakers and the Clippers, and then he's meeting with Toronto. So,
They get the last meeting. That's huge.
I mean, you're supposed to get the last. That team always gets the last meeting.
Okay, but I do want to say though, if Toronto needs to get the last meeting after winning a championship and him spending a whole year there, then they're getting the last meeting just for him to tell them that he's not going there. Like
I
he's
don't think,
making them
but
the
come
bad
on,
news.
I don't think they're getting the last meeting. I don't.
They
think
are. They've
They
already
are.
said
No,
it.
they
They
are.
already
They
said
are.
it. They are.
I really don't
He's
think
in
he's
LA right
meeting.
now.
I don't really think it's a meeting with them. I think it's just a. Hey
It's
guys,
a phone call. I'm not coming back.
Nah, it's a phone
Yeah,
call.
it's like
I'm coming back to the 6.
Nah.
I'm coming back with Drake.
board man to LA.
He ain't going no LA, man. We will see though. I don't know if I missed any free agents, any big ones. Did I miss anybody?
Big ones? Stuff or not?
I mean, big ones, no, but I mean, there was some really good pickups though.
Name them.
Not gonna lie, the Pacers made some good pickups. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Wesley Matthews and who else?
They got Malcolm Brogdon.
I know.
What's the name? Who is calling me off my
They
phone?
lost Wesley Matthews, didn't they?
Yeah, they got Jeremy Lamb. Those two pieces. I mean, that's gonna be some really, really good pieces for them. And then you pair them with Oladipo too. Like, yeah, because that Malcolm Brogdon, I think that Malcolm Brogdon loss for the Bucks is gonna hurt them. Because I'm still not a believer in Eric Bledsoe. So
I think Jeremy Lamb will be better on the Pacers because he's not expected to do as much. He was expected to be the second scorer, basically. Like if he can go out there and just be himself, score off the bench or whatever, I think he'll be a lot better.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me ask y'all something. So I pose this question. LeBron James is about to, if Kawhi Leonard signs there, and I'm not saying it's just him, they're about to form another super team. It's going to be a second one. And I'm not saying anything about it. But he's not getting flack for it right now at all. And I honestly feel like that's a problem. Because
Kawhi's not getting flack or LeBron.
LeBron's not getting flack. Kawhi should too, if he does. It's not AD got traded there. You can't. That's AD. He got traded there. He was going to go there anyway, though, regardless. But I pose this question: why is LeBron not getting flack for this? For his second super team. His second, not first.
Right. Can I go first?
His second super team. And this time he's going to get 4 Hall of Famers.
Right.
4 of them. If he gets better. He's getting a 2-time Finals MVP. He's getting the best big man in the league. And obviously him. And then you add in arguably the third best small forward in the league, second best, whatever you want to call him, whatever you place him at. All right, some people call him the best in the world. Why is he not getting any flack for this? I'm going to go to you first, Cam.
How you gonna? Why shouldn't did we not just watch Kevin Durant be in Golden State for the past couple years? Like that really ruined everything. So why not? Like I'm gonna go get these rings. Like
it's not the same.
How's it not the same?
It's not the same.
How? How's it not the same?
It's not as bad as Kevin Durant.
That was terrible.
It's not the same. I'm sorry, but it's not the same.
Beat you. Like
it's not the same.
They didn't need him.
And this is the double standard right here that I hate. Because this is right. This is where we're getting at. This is the double standard that I hate. Because this is what that is. It's a double standard. Yes, what KD did was a real punk move. But what they're doing right now on the Lakers is a punk move. What they did on the Heat, even though that's my team, they knew they were going to win 2 championships or 3 championships. Is a punk move. They're shifting the whole power. So for people to say they're a hypocrite, because that's exactly what we're doing, it's being hypocritical. Like I said, it's being hypocritical. When you have 4 Hall of Famers on one team, just like the Warriors did, you can't be hypocritical.
It's technically 3. Melo's not there.
It's different because he went to his rival team. You're still adding 4 Hall of Famers on one team, knowing that you're going to, 9 times out of 10, if we're being honest, win the championship when you have arguably the greatest player of all time, a top 3 shooting guard. I mean, small forward in the league, the best power forward in the league, best big man in the league, one of the best talents we've seen to ever play the game. And you add in Seal, and I'm missing somebody right now. So why are we being so hypocritical? And why are you being hypocritical?
It's not being hypocritical. It's just facts.
It's not facts.
It is facts.
It's not.
It definitely is.
It's not facts. I'm
So
sorry.
why are we not saying? So why didn't KD go to?
Let me chime in. Can I chime in for a second? I just want to say, I think it's not hypocritical for LeBron because I think LeBron's legacy is already set in stone. Like LeBron, like these guys join LeBron. Like if LeBron wins more championships, like it's not gonna come up again. Like, oh, is LeBron better than Jordan? Like we know now he is not Michael Jordan. Like LeBron is great, like top 3 player all time easily. But like these championships are not about to elevate him over Michael Jordan. Like we know why LeBron's in LA. LeBron's in LA to make himself a billionaire. Like he wants to be an owner of a team later on.
But wait, kiddo, I agree with you on that. I don't think if he wins championships in LA with this team, it will not elevate him over Jordan. But that is not the same mindset of other people, and a lot of other people. They feel if he gets 3 rings, he gets those 6 with a 6-5 record, that's going to elevate him over Jordan.
Who said that? Nobody said that. I haven't even said that.
There's people that believe that. Come on, Cam. Let's not be.
But I'm
sure
that's
there's
my
people
goat
that
anyway.
believe
So
that.
I don't even care. That's my goat.
That's still go.
That's
No,
my
I feel
goat.
he's kind of my goat too. Like I didn't watch LeBron, so like to me, like LeBron's my goat. I mean, I didn't watch Jordan, so LeBron's my goat. Like,
But he's not the GOAT. He's your GOAT, but he's not the GOAT.
no, Kobe's the goat. Kobe's
Okay.
the
Come on, man. Come on, man. Josh, yeah, I didn't hear you chime in yet, Josh. Let me hear you.
Kobe.
First of all,
Kobe.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the best player of all time, too. So I'm just going to get that out of
I
there.
mean, of course, Jordan's the best, but you know, Kobe's.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, not Jordan.
No,
Bro, we
Jordan's
didn't
the
even
best,
watch,
but
bro. We
Kobe's
can't
the
even
goat.
say that.
He played in 4 different decades. That's all I need to say.
Vince Carter played in 4 different decades, dude.
Vince
Come
Carter's ass. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was good until he retired. He's just playing right now just to play.
He just playing because he can still dunk a basketball. Man, 40-some years old, still doing 360s.
All right, but he's still, what is he average? 6 points a game?
Man, probably not even that because he.
Not even, yeah, not.
Bro was doing broadcast in Atlanta while they were
While in season, like he's on the roster on the book.
doing broadcast.
He averaged 7 points a game. So
Like they don't even need, dude.
He literally just there. Like he's a body.
Hey, my bad. Go ahead. What was you about to say, G?
I'm gonna just say this. I don't feel like he's getting any hate right now because it hasn't happened. We don't know what Kawhi is gonna do, but I feel like if it does happen, I feel like more people will come out the woodwork during the season or once it happens. Like, oh my God, LeBron, another super team, blah, blah. You know how people gonna get that. But once Kawhi makes a decision, I think that'll dictate the hate or the love that he'll receive.
So I want to talk about this real quick. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is the greatest player of all time.
Well, you didn't watch, bro. You can't say that.
Played in 4 different decades and was good.
Oh,
every
what?
decade.
If that's the case, Bill Russell's the guy.
No,
like,
it's
we
not the
didn't
same
watch
thing.
him either. Like
He's not the same thing.
So because he played,
Bill Russell played. Stop. Bill Russell played with 11 teams. He actually played with 30 teams. He played with 30 teams. He played with 11. Then he jumped up to 30.
is that his fault? That's not his fault.
I don't care if it's his fault or not. He played against plumbers.
How many rings he got?
And he played against plumbers.
How many rings he got?
can I ask you a question, Chad?
Hmm?
So because Kareem played for a really long
That's not the
time,
only reason why. I'm just saying that because that's not the only reason.
so was his peak better than Michael Jordan's peak? Like at Kareem's best, was he as dominant as Michael Jordan?
What do you mean? Was he as dominant? Come on now, Tino. What kind of question is that? Was he as dominant?
It's a question. Like, what is 6 championships, 6-0 in the like? What are you talking? If he didn't retire, they probably would have 8 straight. They would have been an 8 peat in the
Yes,
NBA. Like, we wouldn't
championship
even.
too. Are we forgetting this? He has 6 MVPs too. I'm forgetting it too. He has 2 scoring championships. We're forgetting
Okay.
that. 15 All NBA teams, 11 All Defensive teams.
How many rings he got?
Teams 6. He
Is
has
he
6.
undefeated?
It doesn't matter if he's undefeated.
Okay.
or not.
No, but earlier you were talking about.
But you just said with Bron, like you literally just said with Bron
No.
about his record.
Here's the problem with Bron. He's not 6-5.
He's 3-6. He's 3-4.
I'm saying if he was to get 3 more rings, he would. Oh, so 6 and
He'll be
6.
6 and
But you just.
That's the problem. Here's the thing with it. You know the reason why I don't care about Tom Brady losing 3 championships higher than he lost? Because he has a winning percentage. The reason why I don't have a problem with Kobe losing 2 championships because he has a winning percentage. He doesn't have a losing 3 and 6 percentage.
Michael Jordan's percentage is 100%.
Okay, we understand that.
I don't understand.
That's good. That's all fine and dandy. Accolades matter, and Kareem has them, and that's the end of the day.
Defensive Player of the Year and MVP.
Hey, great.
What is
Can we get on a
in the
different topic?
same year?
Can I ask you a question with or Chad? You said Kevin Durant is the best player in the league. What is your thought process on it?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that too, because
I agree with you, Tab.
So here's my thought process. All right, so here's my thought process behind it. Because I'm obviously guessing that y'all think LeBron.
guessing. Guess it's not a guess.
No, it's okay. You guys think that LeBron James is the
It's
best.
a fact. It's a well-known fact.
Y'all think that he's the best player in the world.
Right.
You just saying that now because he plays for the Nets.
I mean, let's be honest here. Eddie's more clutch than LeBron. Is that true or not?
Yeah.
Is that
In the
true or
regular
not?
season, maybe.
He is.
In the
He's a better
regular
scorer than
season, maybe.
LeBron. Is that true or not?
You said what?
He's a better scorer than LeBron. Is that true or not?
That's true.
Okay.
He's a better rebounder than him too now.
Nope.
I would say they're even.
Nope.
I debate that.
You can debate it, but they're even. So if you have to debate something, you can say they're even. Okay. He plays better defense than LeBron. That's true.
At this point,
No.
I won't get
At
it.
this point, he doesn't play better defense than him? Come on,
No.
guys. Come on,
I
guys.
won't
This
get
guy
it.
that takes plays off now. He takes plays off now. He doesn't play better defense than him?
No. Because when LeBron wants to play defense, he can play defense.
So when he
wants to play defense.
You hear what you
That's
just
just how
said?
good he is. I mean, when I feel like playing
Damn,
defense, I'll
you hear
play
what you just
defense.
said? When he wants to play defense, he will play defense.
That's just how good he is.
No. You feel like I'm just gonna
I'm not gonna go off of his criteria. I just feel like
Bro,
I
but
just
if
feel
you
like he's
even
better defensively
He
overall.
doesn't guard, bro. He doesn't guard the best player on any team.
Are you
That was
talking
regardless
about
on any
KD?
team he's played on. He's never guarded the best
You
player.
talking about KD?
Yes, I'm talking about KD.
LeBron doesn't guard the best
he
player.
guarded LeBron during the finals.
Okay, that was off the switches. Like, let's not do that.
LeBron
He
doesn't
just
guard the
guarded
best player.
one-on-one.
LeBron doesn't guard the best player in the league.
But Brian definitely did. At
He
one
did.
point in
You hear what
time.
you're saying? I'm
Okay,
talking about
right. So what about
And he
right
will
now?
still.
Kev
I'm talking
right
about
now
now.
he
He
won't.
doesn't
Oh,
do it.
you
Still
talking
will.
about Kawhi Leonard? No, you talking about all this Kawhi Leonard talk. Like, why
I'm
would
talking
LeBron?
about now. He doesn't do that anymore.
Oh, okay, when Kawhi
Kevin
gets there, he won't
Durant.
have to. Like, let's not do
Kevin
that.
Durant.
Only thing that
That won't even
LeBron
be a
is better
thought.
than him at the moment right now is passing. You can make the debate rebound. That's the only
That's
thing.
not a debate. It's not a debate.
Yes, it is.
It's really not.
It's the debate. He's a better rim protector too. Kevin Durant's a way better rim protector. Yes, you could say because he's
That's
7.
debatable too.
Oh,
I
he's
mean,
7.
bro, 7 feet tall. Like,
He's a better rim. Okay, he's a better rim protector. Okay, that's over him.
and that's
Defense is
and
better
that's
than-
not even playing. He's a good help defender.
He checks all boxes better than him at the moment. At the end of the day, he checks all boxes better than him at the moment.
No,
He does.
he doesn't.
You
Yeah,
just literally checked all the boxes and said it.
You
He
let me
was
know
best
when.
one
You
thing
let me
over
know
him.
when. You let me know when KD on the off year average 27, 8, and 8. You let me know
He doesn't
because he'll
have to.
never average 27, 8, and 8.
He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to.
I mean, that's just how good Bron is. I mean, 20, on the off year, 27, 8, and 8.
He doesn't have to.
Like, come on,
Hey,
bro.
average
Like,
27, 8, and 8. He didn't make the playoffs.
LeBron's record was 27 and 28 this year. Like that was
okay,
his
let's
record in
not-
games he started.
let's
I'm
not
just
act
saying.
like they weren't.
I'm just saying, don't just be
He
throwing
didn't make the
numbers up.
playoffs either.
I'm just
Cam, he
saying.
didn't make the playoffs either, right? Just making sure.
So we really gonna count those games at the end of the season with them being
KD,
27 and 8.
Brooklyn, yeah,
He didn't make the playoffs, Cam.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, are we
That's
really
the
gonna
world.
count those last couple of games like they weren't in fourth place going before Christmas?
Hey, look, listen. That's a what if right there. I don't do what ifs.
That's definitely not a what if. That's
It's a what if. It's a what
That's
if
a
he
fact that they
it's
were
a
in
what
fourth
if
place
he would have
before he
stayed
got
healthy.
hurt in Christmas.
So what if he would have stayed healthy? I don't do what if. I do the real. And he was injured.
And I'll give you a fact of 27, 8, and 8. That's not a what if.
You're right. And I'll give you another fact. 2-time finals MVP, two rings. I'm sorry. I'm about to give him 3 because he should have had them. But
Okay.
If he was healthy, he would have been a 3-time champ.
he would have been a 3-time champ.
He will be though. He's gonna get.
Well, I'll
one.
let you
Don't
know.
worry about
Bro's
it.
gonna be he's a 3-time MVP too. 3-time champion. Like, come on
I'm
now.
gonna just say this.
You literally
know,
just said the same thing.
I started this discussion. So I'm gonna just say this. Let me chime in a little bit. I'm gonna go back to the discussion that we had on one of the other episodes about the wide receivers performing at the highest level. And LeBron definitely does that better than Kevin Durant, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Yes, in my opinion, yes. When it matters the most, I feel like, why am I saying? Oh,
Eddie.
like he put together one of the best finals I've ever seen. Like I've watched a lot of basketball in my life. Yeah, so I mean that's just my opinion.
So look, here's what I'm gonna say at that. At his best, right? He said he does put some in the finals. I'm not debating that. But when they played them in the finals 2 years in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Durant did not outplay him, right? Did he not outplay him? Let's be honest here. Let's be completely honest.
I don't want to say he outplayed him.
Outplayed him, no.
Yeah, I don't want to say he outplayed him. But did Kevin Durant play spectacularly? Yes. LeBron was putting on some crazy numbers.
He was putting up crazy numbers. And guess what? When he did guard KD, you got a 3 in your face.
You're right. KD was giving that to it. You're right. Hey, I'm on your side, Brooklyn. You know, we're team.
I know.
Team KD.
Is Eddie here?
He man.
Hold on, wait, Eddie.
Edward.
Okay, Eddie. But look, like I said, when he did decide to guard him, he got that fatal 3 in his face. That fatal 3. To end the series, basically, to demoralize them, basically. And it was over after that.
It sounds good, bro. Like we still said, LeBron is the best player in the NBA, hands down. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I know you're a Brooklyn fan, so you're on the KD high right now. But like, nah, bro. It's not even a question. I don't know what's wrong with y'all.
Does he want to be the best?
Who,
That's
KD?
a real question. That's a real question. Does he want to be the best?
I think he does.
He doesn't even want to be the top option on his team. I don't see how he can want to be
Definitely
the best.
wants to be the best.
Number one option. That's just tough for me to say.
He doesn't like competition, honestly. Like that's one of the reasons why he left OKC. Like, come on now.
No, he left OKC because of. We know why he left OKC. We see it now why he left OKC.
Yeah. We
Because
know.
Westbrook. It's Brody. We know why he left. Don't say it because of competition. He knew he wasn't going to win anything with
There
them.
was competition.
No, he knew he was going to win anything with them. He knew that he was on a downward spiral.
How? They were with this. If it wasn't for him, they would have won.
Yeah, I want to say this though. When they were up 3-1 against the Warriors, those last 3 games, KD did not show up. Like
He had a bad series.
like
It happens. It happens. LeBron James scored 8 points in the finals. It happens.
yeah,
Right?
he's Vegas.
Right?
Dan Williams scored 0 points in the
Can't
playoffs.
forget that.
He did score 0 points in the Tobias Harris scored 0 points in the playoffs.
Hold on, my favorite player is Kyrie.
But it wasn't the finals. Look. I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything else that we can talk about? I know Eddie wants to hop in, but I don't have anything else. Eddie, if you have more topics and if you're there, I'm here and I'm like talk some more. I don't know where you are, Eddie.
Oh, all right, we're done. All right, cool.
I'm good.
All right, guys. Any closing thoughts? That's what we're gonna wrap it up with. Cam, closing thoughts.
LeBron James is the best player in the NBA. Period. Next.
Wrong. Aquino, closing thoughts.
You already know Brooklyn in the house. We're finally on top of the world. 2021 NBA champions. Kawhi is not going to the Lakers. He's going to the Clippers. He just texted me, but that's just some inside news.
What text you? Josh.
My closing thoughts is I'm just excited for the next basketball season. Going in with zero expectations.
You're a Hornets.
It's hard to have expectations being a Hornets fan. Truly. No cap. It's so hard. It is so hard.
Who you just give $30 million to?
Hey, chill out. Hey, chill out. First of all, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Y'all gonna be in the same boat as us. We gonna be sitting back watching everybody else make the playoffs.
Yeah, watching the Nets. Yeah.
Go Hornets.
All right, Eddie, since you just joined.
I said, man, I'm gonna be an NBA fan, you know, until Michael Jordan.
The Wick said Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is better than Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he brings other stuff to the table. So
Woo! That's my closing thought for now. That's my closing thought.
Last thing for me, because I ain't gonna comment on that. Kevin Durant's the best player in the league. That's obvious now. Only other person that you can
3-5.
is Kawhi Leonard. But that's besides the point. Board man gets paid.
KD
Next
get
thing
buckets.
is NCAA football is coming up, so I can't wait to start talking about NCAA football. Obviously, I have the best team in here.
Big year coming up for Texas. No, whoa. Big year coming up for Texas. Stop it.
We're gonna close out the show. The Buckeyes are the best. Kevin Durant is the best player. Is the best player in the world. That's the end of the show, guys. Thank you for watching. Be blessed.